Mini albums revisited. Today's video is a walkthrough video and a revisit of an album previously made. How can we add additional photos? Why add more embellishments? Why is this even a thing? Have you ever revisited a mini album? Do you ever go back and add to past projects? I'm super eager to unpack this idea today. So much fun in the making. Watch that and more today as we walk through and process some additional mini album pages. This is a mini album that I made last year in 2024 from a camping trip that we had in 2020 that I'm now updating here in 2025 because it's just how it goes sometimes. It's just how it goes. And so today, that's how it goes. So I'm going to walk through and show you some things about this mini album, and then I have something else for us. So this is about a 5x7. It is bound in the middle with two holes that have been punched through the paper. Actually, three holes. Three holes have been punched through the paper, and then I twined them all together. So it's a little limited on how much it can hold, but it's, you know, the thing is, and we talk about this a lot, the longer you have the book, the more it kind of relaxes. And it you know, at one point it was probably like this, but now through the years, through the year, it has relaxed a bit more. So that's pretty cool. So 5x7. So that means there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 pages, making 10 pages when you open them on both sides. Using double-sided paper, this works out perfect because you have the advantage of both sides. If you use single-side paper, obviously, you're going to kind of see me do this today, then you might want to cover the side that is all white. So it opens up, and this front page was pretty busy, so I covered it with vellum. And then I created a pocket here on the front, and I loaded it up with what I love to do, embellish clusters. So just a little card that I attached a tab to, and so it just tucks right back in there, and there's a little bit of hidden journaling for us. Most of the photos that I have in here, I went with a 4x6 size. I think I just ordered them, I think from just a local printer right here in the area in which I live, and just worked with 4x6. Like, I didn't try to size them all differently. And sometimes it's a really nice advantage to just get them all printed the way you need them and then work with what you have. I have this belly band here and this large card tucked in there, and there is journaling on the back of that. This journaling is housed in a little tiny pocket. It was probably part of the ephemera from this 49 Market summer porch, and that's what I'm using here in this entire album. And then just adding in some clustered elements here and there. I kept this page fairly like it is. I didn't add any journaling to this. I need to fix something sticky over here. I need to fix that. Sometimes that happens, right? This page here actually flips open. And when I first shared this mini album, I shared how to do it from start to finish. So I will link that. This is a great 5x7 album for a lot of things. A lot of things can be held in here. And then in that video, I also tutorialed and processed through how to do this page right here. So you can get the whole thing. You can get how this mini album comes together, as well as how this page came together, because there's a little hidden pocket right over here as well. This page also flips open, and I have some additional pattern papers here. This is from Elizabeth Crafts, and then I added some journaling right here. This is a page though where I can see I would come back and maybe add some rub-ons or a small cluster, a banner. There's lots that could still be added here. I could still even add photos here if I felt there was a need for that there. So it continues on now in the second half, and same idea. Photo and page cluster. Page cluster. I took these photos here and I scored them at the top about a ½ inch, and these all flip up here. And then at the very back of this page, then I added some notes about what was happening on these photos. So it's just a real easy way to layer in, 4 more photos? Easy way to add 4 photos to a single page, and I always love doing that. And then again, a focal point of a cluster here and full photo here. This also flips open for additional photos, and I just add a little bit of journaling there along the edge of that, kind of just giving some context to what is happening in that picture. And then now we're to where we're going to be adding in some things here. I have some additional photos. I have some more embellishments. And so this is the next part of this video after we now walk through this Memories 5x7 mini album. All right, so why add more elements? One of the reasons is because I do go through my albums fairly often, and sometimes I just see places like these photos are just literally just kind of stuck in here. And so to me, it's unfinished, right? And storytelling is an ongoing process. I don't think it's ever finished. I have found time and time again that I will, I'll maybe work on a project. I'll get to a point and it's not really done. I have a gorgeous beach book that I started probably well over a year ago. It's not done yet. And I know it's there. And as I get to that place, then I'll just go and I'll add to it. But because it's ongoing, it really takes the pressure away from feeling like you have to completely finish a project. And I know what that feeling is. And I hear from a lot of those who comment about, I got to get this done, then I can do this. And, Austin Kleon, I don't know if you've read any of his work, but he talks about having multiple projects at the go at more than one time. And I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. I enjoy that. I have this project here that I'm going to finish up. I have a couple others that are sitting over here. I love that there's always something to look forward to. Okay, to add in more photos, I am going to do this. I have already trimmed out a piece of paper to fit inside of my back page here. And my book, I told you, is 5x7. So I've come over here and I have trimmed out I have scored a 1/2 inch piece there. And I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to the back of my 4x6 photo. And like I said, I don't actually work in 4x6 hardly ever at all. Sometimes you just want to upload the photos to the photo site and let them take care of that for you. So when I come in here on this flap, now you can see that this flap is the front of the summer porch. It's like that bonus sheet you get, when you get the package of the 12x12 paper. So it's going to be covered up though, because now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to trim out the extra part of that fold, what I like to call a full score margin. And I might need to clean that up just a little bit more. Then I'm going to back it with the other photo. So this is just a way to add 2 more photos to a book. Do you ever do that though? Do you work on a mini album and then you just leave out photos for whatever reason? They don't fit in at the time. You discover that you set them someplace else. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways that they kind of get lost in the fray of my creative space here. So let me make sure I have this going the right way. So I'm going to now add this in here. I don't want to go into my fold. So I'm going to kind of come out just a little bit. If I have to trim my photo up a bit, yes, in case you're wondering, 2020, back in the day, before I let my hair go to its natural color. And, as a little side note, I had colored my hair for years and years and years. I started going gray pretty young. I was avoiding it, and I was fighting the fight until I said, nope, done. Not fighting this fight anymore. It's just not that important to me. And so it's fun to look back at these photos and see, yeah, at one time you were actually a brunette. So yeah, that's not my sister or my younger son or my younger daughter or whatever. It's me. I'm going to go ahead and add some double-sided adhesive to this. And there's all kinds of things we could do to you know, add a pocket, make this even more interactive, make it an additional page. I'm just going to go ahead for now and go ahead and adhere it right into that very back page here. I don't know why I stopped short there with the adhesive. That's kind of funny. Here we go. Okay. So you get the idea, right? Anything that you do one way, there's probably at least 5 other ways to do it every time. And I love that I'm able to come back in here and take the time to, I have added actually more journaling as I was working on this book, and I was looking at some of the pages, and I did actually add just a bit more. And I love now being able to come in and finally give these photos a home. All right, so that's how we're putting the photos in here. All right, let me show you what I have now for adding some new embellishments to this page. I have used these stitched labels, and I've cut out actually 2 of them from the second to the largest. This first one is going to go here. This one's going to be backed up here, and I'm going to utilize it as a journaling spot. So not only are we creating some embellished clustered layers that we love so much, but I'm also got a place to write some more journaling. Plus, too, I have this whole page back here for adding rub-ons, adding journaling, you know, giving like the schedule of our whole weekend. That would be a really fun thing to add to that too. So I'm going to start with my first piece, and it's going to go on the background in a flat manner. So I'm actually going to add my adhesive to the flap itself. That way I don't have to kind of figure out where to put it on this piece here. I can just now figure out where I want this piece to go. And I'm going to come over kind of far and almost exactly, see, there's this idea here where, I think I'm going to actually do that, where you have these points that are lining up with the paper. I think I'm going to do that. Just did it. Okay, then there are some fun ephemera pieces that I went through and kind of, actually, let's go ahead and add this one to the back while we're at it. I kind of went through and just, I'm getting down to it a little bit with the ephemera and the laser cuts for this summer porch, and that's okay. That's what it's for. I love that I've been using it so much. It actually makes me really happy. So I want another kind of a large piece here, and this says Union Cracker Jack. I don't know. It just feels like summer. It feels like a camping trip. I'm really not putting a whole lot of thought in that. Oh my goodness, everything on here has to make 100% sense. It just doesn't. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to add, I love these labels. Love labels. If you ever come across labels that you love, do I like that there? It's going to come over the edge here a little bit. Is that going to be okay? It is. Yeah, we just made that decision right now. If you ever come across labels that you just love, or a stamp, a label stamp that you love, my recommendation, get it and use it. Use it. Okay, I think I'm going to put this about right here. I just love when we have clusters like this that they're interesting to look at. The depth of them really can pull the viewer in, and you're curious of what goes on here and you want to open it up. I love that. I am going to tuck, I love these stripes too. It's just a little love fest here today, isn't it? But hey, I mean, if you're not crafting and creating with the things that you love, why are you doing it, right? I mean, I love this stuff so much. I don't love when my adhesive shows like that, but it's okay. We'll fix it. So I love this layer here. I love that stripe. I think that's always so fun and interesting. Let me get it where I want to get it here and commit that. Oh, looks good. I like this here. I think I'm going to have to add, let me see here. Maybe not. I'm going to add this work hard, play hard. And as I most enjoy doing, while this probably could use a 1/8 inch strip, we're going to make this 1/4 inch strip work. And why is that? Because it is what's on my table. And when I get into the flow, I don't want to stop and go look for the perfect adhesive. So a couple points there to think about, right? Make sure you have adhesive at the ready. I almost always have a little stack on my table. Because these are the ones that I'm using so much. So I don't even put them away. They just live here. So just have it at the ready. Just have what you need at the ready. Trying to decide because I really like this clip. And it feels out of place there. I think we're just going to make it work right there because I love it. And so we got a little clip here. So gather up your embellishments. Have them at the ready. Gather is a really big theme for me when making. And you saw where I had gathered some things here. And I was pretty sure I was going to use those. I need another layer. Should have used the other adhesive. It's a little thicker. This is 1mm from ScrapbookCom. It's their exclusive foam adhesive. Black doesn't mean anything that's black. Just some people prefer a darker adhesive than to maybe the white showing through. So that's what that is about. Okay, that's going to be better. I'm going to have that kind of toggled there. Oh, I like that. I like that. And then we are going to come in here also with the summer vibes. I know, got a lot of summer vibes going on here, and that's okay. And this time I'm going to grab that other 2mm because I already know I need this to be a little thicker, or a little higher rather. I need it to pop up better than the ones previous to it, which is the beauty of having different dimensional foam adhesive. Okay, so where do we want this? Where do we want the, oh, we want it right there. I like that the little tail of it kind of goes up there between the words. I like it like that. Okay, coming together. I have a label here, a tab. And I think I'm going to back that up here and then add it there. I get asked about this little hack all the time. So this is me coming into my catalog because I am getting so low on ephemera. It's a great time to go ahead and put in a catalog like this. I'll link this video. It's just a great craft room hack for helping to sort all the ephemera that we seem to collect so beautifully. And so I knew with this that there were a lot of tabs in it, so that's why I just went ahead and grabbed that. Now I also have this rub-on collection from Arden Creative Studio. It's from Page Charters. I'm talking and looking at the same time because I thought I had it together, but maybe I don't. I think treasure was the next thing I was going to look for. These little tiny words, and whether it's the Arden or the 49 and Market, when you have a list of these tiny words, they like to fit beautifully into the smaller tabs. So look in your stash. You probably have some if you have any 49 and Market. So then the question is, we go green or blue? And she says blue. And of course you can add one of these to the back as well. All right, I have the rub-on on this tab. Any word, you could stamp a word on there as well. And then I can still add one back here. Okay, so that was fun. 2 more photos, how great is that? Another collection of cluster embellishments, using up that stash. Being real faithful with the things that I have at the ready that I can make work for these summer photos and stories as well. And a book that is pretty much now completely done. Now to come back here and add in some journaling and then figure out what else I'm going to do with this page. But that is a look at this Memories 5x7 walkthrough, as well as adding in some fresh, new, embellished clusters. And I invite you to do the same thing. Revisit an older mini album and let me know, do you ever go back and add to past projects? Or do you just leave them as they are and move forward? No wrong way. It's all good. It's all great making. See you in the next video.